Hello and welcome to a scorching Brands Hatch. It has been over 30 degrees so far this weekend. We've had so much racing action throughout the day, qualifying and racing, and we're going to finish it up with a bit of racing as well for the 2023 Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship. Race 4, round 22, as we get underway for the green flag formation lap. And these Ginetta cars, this Ginetta Junior Championship, really exciting watch as well. No matter how new you are to Ginettas or how established you are with Ginettas on this formation lap. And before the lights go out, my name's Harry Benjamin, by the way, guiding you through some of this coverage, maybe all of it. We'll see how it goes. Here in Brands Hatch, alongside me though, with Ginetta for this weekend is Adam Sanderson. Welcome, Adam. How's your weekend been so far?
Oh, it's been amazing, but very, very hot.
It is
very warm.
Hot. How do you love these Ginetta cars?
Oh, they're beautiful. I've been in and around the paddock all day today, learning about them, learning how they work, what engines, etc. They're just incredible.
Well, this is your grid then rundown. It's Sue Ruthen on pole alongside Hugo Schwartz, are racing alongside Elite Motorsport. The second of 10 rows in the junior category, Alicia Palmowski in Elite Motorsport ahead of Henry Jocelyn for Prep Tech UK, and the number 26, the rookie driver, getting a good result there in front of Mackenzie Douglas of Fox Motorsport. Charlie Hart lines up in 6th spot in front of Mikey Porter, and Luca Hopkinson from America for our racing in the number 48. The top 10 is rounded out by Chase Fernandez and Edu Robinson, the Spanish racer for our racing, the rookie driver, and making it all rookie 5th row. 6th row lines up like this. It's Tom Spragg alongside Alfie Davies for Prep Tech UK. It's an all Prep Tech UK row. Row 7, Felix Livesey for MDD Racing alongside Brea Anglis for the Prep Tech UK team as well in 14th. Row 8, Nick Ellis, the rookie, alongside Finn Harrison for Elite Motorsport in the top 16. Harvey Moss is 17th on the penultimate row alongside Jack Robinson for Fox Motorsport. And the final row, with only one driver, it's Holly Mile for Fox Motorsport as well. The rookie, 19 cars on this grid. And they are making their way around this Brands Hatch track now, which is such a beautiful track here. And Adam, I think I just asked you, final word before we get the race underway. These Ginetta cars, how brilliant is it to be here with Ginetta this weekend? They really do offer a lot.
They really, really do, honestly. Thank you so much, Ginetta, for extending the invitation, having us down. It's incredible to see these machines going around this Brands Hatch, especially as you see right now in this golden hour. Look how beautiful they all look lining up on the grid there. Incredible.
They really do. Well, thank you, Adam. They'll be lining up now. This, the Ginetta Junior Championship, race 4, round 22. A standing start as the sun shines down here on the GP circuit. 11 turns, technically 2.4 miles, 3.9 kilometres, and they all line up on the Brabham Straight, which is really a straight, slightly off camber before they make the run down to the fast right-hander. The uphill entry with a big dip at the bottom for Paddock Hill Bend. The gravel will not be your friend. Final car is in position as we await for the lights on the gantry. Red light on and then off as we go racing for the Ginetta Junior Championship. And it's a decent start for the number 78 of Sia Ruthen on pole, who comes in to the inside line to defend that position on board further back in the pack. And this is how tight it can get into turn 1. A 20-minute race. That was car 31, so a little bit further back in the pack, or perhaps 21 with Palmowski there as it all starts to concertina up as you run downhill through Paddock Hill Bend, and then 180-degree right-hander through Druids as you come back on yourself. And this just a great outline of how hard the drivers have to work in the cockpit when you're in the middle of the pack, having to work out exactly where your braking zone is. 3 wide further back as the top 3 all make their way through. It's the number 19 on the inside. That's Porter, the rookie, down the inside, but that'll become in the middle of a trio of Ginettas as now Porter takes up the inside. Then it's the 48 on the left-hand side. That's Hopkinson. And even now the 26 and the 24 have come to play as well, of Jocelyn and Douglas, as it all starts to work its way out. They can't go 4 wide through there into the right-hander. They do try and go 2 wide though, but the gravel will meet one of them, and it does, onto the grass for one of those Ginettas further back in the pack. But that's the number 26 6. So that's Jocelyn there, who was making up some good ground, the rookie driver, just behind the junior of Palmowski there. So Sirathan ahead of Schwartz, Palmowski, Hopkinson, Jocelyn in the top 5. Bit of smoke, bit of dust kicked up by the number 50 of Hearts, the rookie driver. But this, your battle for the lead, though, raging on, because Sirathan has not managed to get away or extend his gap after a decent start from pole position. Now just, well, you can see there the visible difference. It's about a couple of tenths. They come across the line for lap 2, but it's a timed race. So we started with 20 minutes, 18 to go as down the inside. Schwarzer has a little look. Can he force Sirathan into a mistake? Runs out wide, nearly puts a wheel onto the gravel, but controls it nicely. Schwarzer applying the pressure, but in doing so, now has to look behind because Palmowski in the number 21 is right there as well. A three-way battle for the lead. Fantastic stuff from this, the 2023 Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship here in Brands Hatch. This race 4, round 22, racing around the GP circuit. And as we come into 17 and a half minutes left of race 1 of the weekend, actually, will be 2 cars going side by side. The 22, that would be a little bit further down. Actually, it's a rookie of Ellis, who's currently 16th overall, battling with Davies in front and Moss behind as well. So a good run for the Ginettas, and fairly clean racing to start this race. And I'm pleased to say now joining me in the commentary box is Lewis McGlade.
Hello, yeah, no, I've just unfortunately just a bit delayed there, wrapping up things on GB4. No, great to be here. Great to see the Ginetta Juniors racing it around. It's been, like I say, seemed like quite a clean start. I was watching it from my side of the commentary booth, but alas, it's Ginetta Juniors at the end of the day. It's always a bit crazy and a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are pushing hard. I love this on board as well. You can really see how hard they have to fight these Ginetta cars as well. And Ginetta really providing a ladder really up through the GT ranks for young, aspiring professional racing drivers who start out at this level and start to begin a name for themselves. You know, you go so far back to the likes of Jamie Chadwick even making names for themselves in Ginettas. Lando Norris even raced a bit as well. As we get a bit of a Ginetta, one of those further back in the pack, round the final corner, losing the rear and kicking up a bit of dust as he dips a wheel into the gravel, but manages to carry it in a straight line as they come across for another lap, and they're already coming into the right-hander of Druids.
I think it was Finn Harrison going a little bit wide out there, just coming through the final corner. It's very easy to do so, but this battle right at the front is extremely close, as we expect from Ginetta Juniors. Schwartz is kind of right on the rear end, trying to make their way into it, but of course, opening a door around here is never particularly easy. This is the thing, as much as like you'll see it in other races. Wow, that is an unbelievable send there from Hart, straight down the inside of Spragg, who recently just set the fastest lap and sends them off a little bit as well as they head out onto the Grand Prix loop.
Yeah, that's the number 16. I think that went hurtling off of Spragg into the gravel towards the wall. Wait and see how much damage he might have been able to get away with there. He has made a good start to this race so far as Spragg in that number 16, but the 50 though of Hart, absolutely, you can almost hear the tyres screeching in the background from these Ginettas as they work those tyres so hard as the sun slowly starts to get lower in the sky here in Brands Hatch for the last bit of track action for the day. So we've had so many different types of category on this Brands Hatch circuit already, different tyre brands, different levels of grip and downforce as well. So I don't know if they've got the best of the conditions right now. They've certainly got a fairly rubbered-in track, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, that is the best way of putting it. It's certainly been well used, and the rubber's not gone anywhere. It's just sat on that race surface, just gives it a little bit extra grip. But then, you know, you can slide it through that final corner nicely. That's kind of the thing with these cars. Yeah, they're rear-wheel drive. They are quite slidable. You do kind of lean quite a lot on the rear end. Obviously, you don't really want to do so too much today, mostly based on the fact of the heat. But you can hear that tyre squeal every single time they go around a corner. You can also use a lot of curb, like what we saw there. That was potentially a little bit too much there. I'm not 100% sure who it was. I think it was Douglas that was maybe taking a bit curb going through that first corner.
Yeah, I think it was that 24 of Douglas. This, though, is two Ginettas coming very, very close together. The 84 of Anglis there, and that was what sent the 31 off into the gravel of Livesey. Oh, wow. The car control on that.
just kept going. That moment, it was just one bit, next bit, just could not catch that for love nor money.
If you joined us for that bit, no, it's not a rally race or a rally stage. It is very much Ginetta's and the Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship racing around race 4, round 22 of the Ginettas, and the 24 and the 51. It's still absolutely going at it. That is over at 6th place. Douglas trying to keep Robinson behind, but everywhere you look, battles brewing. There's never really, if you do spot a Ginetta on its own, very quickly it is crowded by several others. The number 50 coming under pressure now and losing a couple of positions in Heart. He's just lost out to the number 90 of Fernandez, and also I think Jocelyn is also a little bit up the road too, and the number 16 very much in that fight. Sprague also there.
Bit of a lock up there, unfortunately, for Chase Fernandez, and might well drop back behind this battle. Got to say, I mean, Sprague, that one would have felt good. Sprague getting past Hart there, because I think it was Hart was the one that sent him off as they went out through Surtees. I think there might be a little bit of just gusto of like, I really want to get through on this one, but this battle just continues. Look at this crazy stuff, all the weaving and stuff coming up into that first corner. That's Douglas defending from Robinson, trying to find any way through. This could be a move up towards Druids.
Here comes Robinson down the inside, and also the number 19 as well. Porter's got to be careful, but the 51 then down the inside of the 24 of that. Who was that? That's Douglas, isn't it? So Douglas losing a position there, and then having to stare at the back of 2 Ginettas, but he's lost his position, but still time to make some moves here as the 33 and the 21 do battle further up. That's for second, Schwarzer and Pomałski, as our leader in the number 78, Siuruthan, was very involved in that fight, has now managed to escape up the road as second place, very much up for grabs here.
Yeah, Pomałski is going to try and get around the outside. That's not really the place to do it at Hawthorns, but it could set you up for a move, maybe into Westfield Bend. Look at the slide there from Schwarzer, just wrestling the grip out of the tyres, trying to keep the car going around as fast as possible. Out wide once again as we head our way down. I'm Adam Sanderson, apparently. That's cool. I will say, Siuruthan, the number 78, I've got a little bit of bias there for Siuruthan, because the 78 is my racing number. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It is.
Why 78?
Because when I got into motorsport and sim racing, Sebastian Loeb had 78 rally wins, and I was a big Sebastian Loeb fan. He came back and won 2 more, but I don't care about that. Robinson, by the way, has dropped back quite a bit. I think there might have been an incident for the 51. I'll have to wait and see. We'll drop, dropping right the way down the order, unfortunately, as Robinson. So a big shame for them. Livesey also joining them with it. So there might be an issue out of the back end of the circuit. Here comes the battle for second. Yeah,
Schwarzer currently has it, but Pomałski is looking to make the move. Thought he might try and send it round the outside in that yellow and black 21 number Ginetta, but he does get a better run out. But Schwarzer hides that inside line as they come into the right-hander, 180-degree right-hander of Druids. Can Pomałski carry a little bit more speed? No, because Schwarzer sees him coming and manages to put that Ginetta in all the right places. They head through Graham Hill Bend, running parallel now with the main straight on the Cooper Straight, but that battle neutralised with 10 minutes to go because we have the safety car out, and I don't think we've seen why, but I think we might be about to, and that is the reason there. The number 51 of Edu Robinson, our racing Edu Robinson, stuck in the gravel. In fact, he's already out of his car.
Yeah, that is very beach. Like we said, we saw Robinson dropping down the order, was involved in that fantastic battle with Douglas, is told by the marshals to get back in the car as they'll come and recover him in a couple of moments' time. You can see the frustration. Thankfully, it'll be a little bit cooler out where he's gone off, mostly courtesy of a bit of shade out and about, but very high frustration there. And that is, like I say, you don't like seeing that too much.
No, you can see it again, can't you, there with the hand gestures. That is so frustrating there for Edu Robinson in the number 51. So, yeah, not happy there. This is on board car number 31 and of Livesey, or Felix Livesey.
A lot of hand gestures going on.
Having a little wave. I'm sure it's a lovely, just a sort of hello, how are you to Robinson in front. Because, well, I suppose, obviously on a safety car, you neutralise, you run at a slower pace. It's all about trying to keep temperature in the brakes, in the tyres. But I suppose when you're running this close, if somebody stamps on that brake a little bit too hard and you're not quite prepared, it can very much lead to trouble in the end. So I wonder if that's what they are slightly annoyed about. We shall see down in the number 31. But the pole sitter still has the lead as we have safety car conditions. Schwarzer in second, Pomowski third, Hopkinson, Porter the top 5, Douglas, Jocelyn, Spragg, Fernandez and Hart the top 10. Now I think we're going to see what happened to Edu Robinson, or this is the battle certainly between 33 and 21. I think we're going to see the end of it, aren't we? There it is, you can hear it. You can hear it before you see it. No other cars seem to go running off with Edu, so looks like he's done it all on his own, and that's not the first time we've seen Ginetta cars this weekend.
No, certainly not. I mean, it could be the contact with Douglas that might well have caused some problems. Obviously, they were racing quite hard and all of that, so we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, safety car out there. You can see the car being pulled out of the gravel trap, and so we should be back to racing fairly soon. The safety car. We've had a few safety cars today. Of course, we did have a couple a bit earlier on in the day in the Pro Tire Motorsport Ginetta GT Championship. In fact, we even had a red flag, of course. I am being joined, though. I am not Adam Sanderson, but I am being joined by him. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good. Absolutely. I mean, obviously, we only saw like the last little moment of that incident. We're seeing quite a lot of gesticulation as well.
Yeah. Lock the back left?
Yeah, I think maybe a bit over driving. I mean, what do you kind of make of that? I mean, are you one to gesticulate too much?
No, me never at all. The character Devon Butler might, but not so much myself. No, at the end of the day, when they're stuck, bumper to bonnet like that, as they are stuck behind, tensions rise. Yeah. Frustration in that cockpit. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, no. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Siwerthan is our leader at the moment. Schwarzer in second, and Palmovsky. It is a difficult track to navigate.
Absolutely,
but a lot of fun.
Absolutely, a lot of fun. I mean, I was down by turn 1 and turn 2 earlier. Some great moves happening around there. Some great moves. Great viewing point down by that hairpin as well by Druids. Incredible, incredible to watch all this. Yeah,
exactly. I wonder who sees themselves as a villain. On this grid. Yes, you know where I'm going with this.
I do. Good segue.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, it's hard to see you from this angle, mostly because I'm being blinded by the sun. But, you'll be well known mostly from the face point of view because of the Codemasters F1 games. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm playing the character of Devon Butler. I've had a few people come up to me and say, you know what, you're not as horrible in person. And I take that as a massive compliment. I appreciate it.
We'll see.
Harry Benjamin's not agreeing, but it is what it is.
We'll see. Well, we've got 5 minutes and 40 seconds for me to make a decision on all of that. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh dear, goodness.
Have you played the game yourself?
Of course I have.
Absolutely. Fan of the character?
No comment.
No comment. There we go.
We'll get our way back underway in the race. Schwarzer in second and Palmovsky behind. The safety car comes back in for 5 minutes and 20 seconds of racing left to go. We'll see if Siwerthan can maybe pull away a bit of a gap. This is the joy with Ginetta racing, is that we can have these gaps that they just don't really go anywhere in these races. They remain really tight, they remain really close, and they just do not change. It's all about that slipstream, especially on that start-finish straight, coming down into Paddock Hill. We'll see if Schwarzer can do anything. I think that was a good restart for Siwerthan, though, as Harry Benjamin rejoins me. Hello.
Yes, I am not a baddie in the F1 game, but I am here to do Ginetta Junior Championship with you. And it was a good restart from Siwerthan, who had a good start as well in the initial lights out, but really had to defend that inside line from Schwarzer and Pomowski, and has had to really keep that 78 car in front as we go further back, and Ginetta running very wide there through the left-hander, going side by side at some point. Didn't quite catch. It might have been the 38 actually. Maybe it was Harrison, a little bit further back, the rookie driver. But green flag flying, so 4-minute sprint to the finish then.
Yeah, you can see some side-by-side in the background as well, so plenty of other little chops and changes. I think it might be Spragg actually working his way back up the order. Obviously had the fastest lap earlier on in this race before being escorted off the road, continues to march forward. Look at that compression as they come through Sheen Curve. You saw a little bit of smoke just pop off the front left of Subaru, and that's just the tyre rubs basically on the top of the fender.
Yeah, they get so close to the dust and the gravel and the grass here, as the leader in that gaggle certainly did as well, as they stream through to close out the lap. So they've come through Sheen Curve, then it's Stirling to the left hand that brings you towards Clearways, then you just have the Clark Curve to bring you back onto the Brabham Straight that's not really a straight. And you can see there more dust being kicked up from someone dipping a wheel into the gravel as across the line. Well, the number 50 under pressure here from the number 38, Hart versus Harrison. Harrison's going to try and go in wide and then come out with a tighter line, but don't think we'll be able to carry the speed. Further up, though, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way battle for the lead.
Yep, and it is the penultimate lap of the race. By the way, I think it was Harrison maybe had made a mistake. I saw a lot of dust being kicked up at the final corner. I think that might have been Harrison and all of that, and that's what cost him the position on Hart. Either way, that'll be a tight battle to keep an eye on over these final stages. There was only the one person on the grid who did not want to see a safety car and all that was definitely Suburthan, who is now under an awful lot of pressure. Like you say, from 5 other cars, a 6-way battle, 2 laps left to go in this Brands Hatch evening.
Yeah, and you know, just the pressure on these drivers in the heat inside these cockpits, the last sort of on-track action of the day. You've been waiting around a bit as well. Then you've had a safety car. Once you've just about got into the rhythm, once Suburthan was in a rhythm, then suddenly the safety car came out and he has to think about getting heat into his tyres, managing his pace, and then has to think about, right, how am I going to work the restart? I've got to get a good restart. He's managed to do that and just about hold his head, but now he's got 5 other cars behind him that all can smell a victory here. At the podium, at the very least, as they all slide their way through the quick right-hander. It's a fast-paced track here. Unique combination of dips and cambers and fearsome hills as well. The cameras do not do it justice of just how steep it can be around Brands Hatch and how the undulations change. They head downhill slightly, then uphill around the final corner to complete another lap.
I was once invited to do a 24-hour race around here. It was on a bike, as in cycling.
Oh my God.
And I declined the offer immediately. Absolutely not.
Surely
not
that's not just you on your own.
No, good Lord, no. No, you treat it like a normal endurance race, but still, it's absolutely brutal around here. Like you say, that the hills and stuff all over the place. There's a bit of a look down the inside. That's Hopkinson trying to get past Palmovsky, switches it back up, gets to the outside, opens up the opportunity potentially for Porter to make a move in all of this as well. Crazy stuff.
And that's allowed the 2 cars in front, the 2 front runners, to get away with it slightly with that little battle as the 33 of Schwarzer runs out wide. Then comes Pomowski in the yellow with the blue strip down the middle and the black sidelines in her Ginetta. Hopkinson 4th, Porter 5th, Douglas 6th. This is now really the battle for 3rd, as 1st and 2nd have just escaped up the road a little bit, and what is now and will be the final lap. Can Pomowski hold on for a podium here, or can Hopkinson, Porter or Douglas take it away from her?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, in this battle, in this 4-way fight, there's going to be one person quite happy and everyone else pretty irritated. You get that when that final safety car comes out, you get that opportunity that potentially this is your time to get through. Hopkinson looks to the outside as they head round the exit of the Grand Prix loop. Only a few more corners left to go in this race. Like you say, it's definitely a 2-horse race for the win, Suburthan and Schwarzer, but all this fighting behind, there is surely going to be an almighty drag race to that checkered flag.
Oh, Porter's looking feisty as well, trying to get down the inside of Hopkinson. Pomowski could see the end. It is in sight as the clock chimes down. One more corner to go then, and well, it should be a well-deserved win for the number 78 who rounds the final corner, and the sun blazing down here in Brands Hatch. Suburthan takes the win in front of Schwarzer, and what's it going to be to the line? Can Pomowski hold on to it? Yes, just about. She seals 3rd on the podium. Hopkinson, Porter, Douglas have to settle for 4th, 5th and 6th. Jocelyn, Fernandez, Spragg and Harrison round out the top 10. Oh, but that would have got the heart rate pumping in those cockpits in that final lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you say, when you're in a race like that, you don't think about the heat, you don't think about anything else. You're thinking about what you're doing in the race. And for Suburthan, to be honest, great restart and dealt really well with the pressure. Schwarzer was just able to kind of keep up and pull away. That battling behind, big shout out to Palmovsky, because that pressure that you have on your shoulders when you've got 3 cars that are that close, right on your rear end, heading through that final sector, you make one tiny mistake, you miss an apex by even a few centimeters, that position's gone, someone's definitely down your inside.
Yeah, well, Amber Eve, what an end.
Yeah, we're calm.
To seal off the day with some fantastic action courtesy of these beautiful Ginetta machines. The Ginetta Junior Championship, the 2023 Michelin Junior Championship. And this is how it all ended. Confirmation then, just over 4.5 tenths the gap across the line between our top two. Reza Sirothon winning out in the R Racing ahead of Hugo Schwarzer and Alicia Palmovsky sealing her podium just with fierce rivals Luca Hopkinson, Mikey Porter and Mackenzie Douglas, and Henry Jocelyn a little bit further behind there having to settle. Chase Fernandez, Tom Spragg and Finn Harris in the top 10. Hart, Anglis, Davies, Livesey, Mile the top 15. Edie Robinson sadly finding the gravel and was the reason, the Spaniard, for our safety car. And we saw the visible upset within the car from Edie there, not able to finish this race.
Certainly a big shame. That's celebrating. I like that.
Look at that. Very, very happy indeed. Straight over to the team, to the family members who all support, and huge congratulations to our winner, Sirothon. Well, a little look back then at the final track action of the day, courtesy of the Michelin Ginetta Junior Championship. And it was a good start for pole sitter Sirothon, who held that inside line from Schwarzer. Palmovsky as well was looking really feisty on the inside of the number 26 of Jocelyn early doors, and a little bit of bumping and bruising further back in the pack. But these Ginetta Junior cars are not afraid to go side by side, and then they become rally cars as they come through the gravel and onto the grass. But for all intents and purposes, it was a fairly clean opening few laps as the leaders started to pull away, but it was the mid-pack that really started to heat up as they head downhill on this incredibly undulating Brands Hatch circuit. And on board, having to see these Ginetta Junior drivers work hard. And this was a jaunt through the gravel, but one that didn't end in beaching. We saw that a little later on, this time able to make their way through. One did though, Edie Robinson found the gravel and could not get going again. That brought out the safety car, but then we managed to get green flag running underway. A 4-minute sprint to the finish, and in the end, it was a heated battle for the lead, but Sirothon and Schwarzer managed to get the top 2 positions. Palmovsky, though, had to work hard to seal third on the podium in the end, just ahead of Hopkinson. As they crossed the line, though, it was Sirothon who managed to take the win here for the Ginetta GT Championship.